When I was growing up as a kid, I never said, you know, someday I'm going to run a division of a motion picture studio. Instead, when I was growing up, I was saying, I want to tell stories. And so to me, it's sort of a dream come true. I'm Glenn Gainor, and I'm president of physical production for Screen Gems, a division of Sony Pictures. What I do is figure out how to make the film. When I get the screenplay, you read it, you enjoy it, and then you've got to get right into figuring out how you would produce the movie, where you would produce the movie, the kinds of crew members that would be applicable and appropriate for that kind of movie. We are on the Sony lot. This is about 43 acres. It's a third factory, it's a third executives, and it's a third rented out spaces. For over 100 years, we've told some great stories here. If I need inspiration, I don't have to look any farther. These are the backlot stages. This is where the magic happens. Now, you use each stage differently. Like stage 30 is one of the tallest stages in the world. I needed that stage once because we were making a film called Priest, and we had just finished a film called Legion. Legion needed to do a reshoot, needed a mountain, and Priest needed a mountain, so I said, well, I got an idea. Let's make the same mountain for both films. And so we went to stage 30. We literally built a mountain, shot there. It was fantastic. I've been at Screen Gems for a better part of a decade now. We've made a lot of films together. I grew up in southeastern Massachusetts in a small town called Somerset. As a kid, I was just a kid. I liked to tell stories. I liked to entertain people. My parents were quite conservative. My mother basically said, look, you got to do what you're happy about. I can't tell you what to do. And if you want to go in the entertainment industry, I can't help you. I don't know anything about it. When I did talk to my father about that, he did say, what do you think you are, Steven Spielberg? The idea of Hollywood was really foreign. It was this magical place. It was in Los Angeles. It was only in Los Angeles. But those kinds of things didn't deter me. What drove me always was this need to tell a story. We moved to LA because my parents were divorcing, and my grandparents had moved to Los Angeles. My uncle had moved to Los Angeles. So it made a lot of sense for my mother to say, well, let's pack up, let's move west. I went into the journalism program at California State University at Northridge. And I quickly learned you can't make up stories in journalism. So I took the leap. I immediately just got into film academics and history. You know, it's very important, I think, if you're learning about film, start off 100 years ago. Knowing that there were so many great filmmakers that came before me, that inspires me every day.
My name is Riley.
The final film I made under the umbrella of Cal State Northridge was my 30-minute pilot called Rough Cut Riley. Not knowing how to produce a film, but having the instinct as to how to produce a film, I took a lot of meetings. By the time I put the whole thing together, I remember stepping on set. It was at the Van Nuys Airport, and I looked around and I said, what's that? He said, that's your grip truck. I said, that's huge. What's that one over there? I said, that's your camera truck. Is the camera inside? Yes, it is. Amazing. So the first film set I was really on was mine. It was such an endeavor, I didn't have the funds to finish it. And so the director and I went to Sundance Film Festival, crashed some parties. I met Tim Robbins, and I pitched to him that I had this piece. And you know, he was so genuine. He said, look, here's my number. Call my creative executive back in LA when you get back. And so I did. And he helped us tell the story. But every time I got an opinion from somebody in the industry, I was like, put the ending at the beginning now? Yep, okay, you know. So I lost my voice a little bit, but again, isn't that what your first film's supposed to be about, learning?
My name is Riley. Rough Cut Riley.
When I had my short film, I got an agent. He showed it around to a few people. And I remember he showed it to a director, and he said, listen, your film's really great. I was wondering, could you produce a short film for my other clients? I said, sure, not a problem. So we went out, we made a short film, and from that, very quickly became a producer, making independent films. Happy Texas was one of the first films that sort of got me recognition. It was the highest selling picture at Sundance at that time. And it was from that film that William H. Macy was doing another film with somebody else. And they mentioned my name, and they said, you think Glenn's gonna be okay to help produce this movie? And he said, oh, I love Glenn, he's great. That's what the industry's all about. You make a film for somebody, you have a great experience with that person talks to another person. Happy Texas was that movie that helped launch me to the next level. First studio film I did was Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo, and we did our pre-production here. And then years later, the president of Columbia Pictures said, listen, why don't you read the script called Vacancy for Screen Gems? So I read it, and it said fade in New Mexico. Predominantly everything was gonna be in a motel. And I met with the studio president, Clint Culpepper at Screen Gems, and I said, how about if we build this on stage 15? He said, well, we can't afford the backlot. I said, don't worry about it. I know the landlord. We'll make it work. So we built it. the gas station would be in this corner, and then there'd be a long road. And then over here, in the center of the stage, would have just a massive oak tree. And then you keep walking over here, and then a motel with about 15 rooms. So we really created our own universe, and that's the great thing about stages, is if you can imagine it, you can build it. When we shot Vacancy, I think the production was such a success. I remember I was on a back lot reading a screenplay, and Clint came up to me, and Clint's the president of Screen Gems, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I was just reading this script." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Well, Columbia Pictures had this other film they wanted me to look at." He said, "No, no, no, I want you working for me." A couple of days later, he came back and said, "You're running physical production for me." When I first started making films, they were all independent films. And I would drive by studio lots, and I'd look at their studio gates like those behind me, and I'd wonder, God, when can I start making movies for those guys? And, here I am, of course, we're making films, and, here I am. And I think that's the cool thing about the industry, is that, look, I'm a kid from Massachusetts who made some good films and never gave up and kept telling stories, and, people recognize that. We never know exactly where we'll land in the industry, but we know that if we're landing somewhere that's good for our heart and our mind, then that's a pretty fantastic thing.